Tonight or today is London Real released the movie. And so Brian QLA Rose described me as the something akin to a Grinch. I think that's the right word. He said, pull up your hot toddy, poop in your hot toddy. I mean, he goes on to describe that because I'm not allegedly a Christmas person or holiday person, but the movie is released today, and he's releasing it to the public free, as I hoped he would. But it's hard for me not to blow up smoke up my own ass. Not that I don't get enough of that. 23 months ago, I predicted the greatest transformation of wealth the world would ever see. And guess what? And guess what? And not too many of you in this room have participated. Or not just you, but not too many in the world have participated. And it's like the chess champion, the guy, the world champ, the master, who's been saying that what's wrong with Russia for 20 years, and he says, I get so fucking tired of saying it, because nobody listens. I get so fucking tired of saying it. Almost 25 years. And it's only just begun. And the 6 universities that I've talked to recently, more recently, the 5, 2 Polish, 2 English, and 1 Scottish, I said, what do you I've been saying it for fucking forever. What are you going to tell your grandkids and your kids when they say, what the fuck were you doing when the greatest transformation of wealth in the history of the world happened? What's Omar going to tell his fucking 2 daughters? That's Omar the tent maker to me, by the way. What's Omar going to say? Because I had 1 thumb up my ass and I just switched from my ass to my mouth. You didn't do anything. And what's even more sad is because you kids have the tools. You had the tools, and now you're going to get some more tools. You're going to kind of get your graduate degree in QLA. But I mean, guys and gal, doc, it's never going to get any of this. This is it. I mean, it ain't never going to get any better. Never. In your miserable fucking life where they fuck giraffes, where he comes from, down in Australia, at the fucking zoo that I happen to have the privilege, if you want to call it that, of being there the day after they raped animals at the Adelaide Zoo. Fucking unbelievable. If I hadn't been there, I wouldn't have believed it. Okay? They put the poor giraffes, they put fucking ladders. And the poor little giraffes apparently stood still. And they climb up on the ladders to fuck them in the ass. And you wonder why the Brits threw all those fucking criminals down there. Now you wonder why. But I mean, guys, this is it. You have no fucking idea. You have no idea. 100 years from now, 500 years from now, when they go back, because, oh, by the way, I'm listening to Discovery Channel, and in 5 billion years, the sun evaporates, and it'll suck the earth in. So it's 100% the earth is gone. It's 100%. And I tell meathead like this, of 6% body fat, who can't even wipe his own ass and chew gum at the same time, it doesn't matter all the shit he does. Your kids don't give a fuck. When you tell me in your weekly reports, it was a strain because I got to be here and I got to be here for your one son's doing this and one son's jumping off the moon, and who gives a shit? And the cosmos of time doesn't mean a fucking thing. The only thing that matters is if you can pay your fucking mortgage and enjoy life while you're here. And most of you, by my definition, in fact, now all of you, by my definition, aren't enjoying life. He came to the University of Edinburgh dressed like the Great Gatsby the other night. I didn't recognize him other than his pop belly. I mean, I hardly recognize him. Guys and Doc, You just have no fucking idea. So we're going to be gone 4 or 5 billion years. Earth's gone. And they went into great detail why we're going to, and who gives a shit why? But some of you are running your lives like you're going to be around in 4 or 5 billion years. And even old Spartan man over here isn't going to be around. Now, getting back to today, current events, Brian QLA Rose put the movie out, and we had the preview at the Curzon in Mayfair, the theater, a couple of weeks ago, and kids flew from all over the place, and I sat around and answered questions. And of the 300 or so people that were there, I took 200 pictures. 200 pictures. I didn't know it was that hard to smile for 200 pictures. I really didn't. Because if you thought I was fucking happy doing that, he's got a piece of shit property to sell you in fucking Perth. But I promised Brian QLA Rose that I would do it. I didn't know it was going to be 200. But I got asked the same fucking questions by those kids that I got asked in 1993, 1995, 1999, 2006, 2012, 2016, and at University of Edinburgh. It's the same questions. When we go through the case studies, and we had about 60, and I'm going to show you, tomorrow is going to start off, I'm going to show you 4 cases just in paper that you guys sent me. And we're going to vote. You're not going to look at any of the numbers. You're going to vote 1, 2, 3, or 4, which ones you think were the winners or the losers, or we should do or we shouldn't do. 1, 2, 3, or 4. And you got just about as much chance of picking a winner doing that as the analysis you sent me. So Brian has put this out, and I'm thankful for the opportunity. But I found out from going around to Poland and in these various schools, I enjoy doing that more than I enjoy coaching you. Infinitely more. Because they've got a reason to ask stupid questions. Because they don't know what they don't know. I asked, how many classes, the same question you heard me say, how many classes have you had in buying a business? How many classes have you had in selling a business? How many classes in leadership? 0, 0, 0. But those kids, not all of them, some of them have a chance. They've got a chance to do something with their lives. Because the longer, and going to school isn't the guilt-edge panacea, but the longer before, from 7 years old to 47 years old you go, the less the probabilities of you making it. Now, there are, miracles. 41-year-old, pregnant, one-eyed, one-legged, one-titted gal in Van something. Yeah, that happens. And sometimes I think you run your lives hoping to be that one-eyed, one-legged, one-titted aborigine that made it happen. Well, the odds are that's not going to happen. And at the end of the day, it gets down to your emotional bank account. And even though I spend the first 4 days of the regular seminar, we're not going to talk about it at all this week. It's the only thing that matters. Since Lurch came up with the idea of, tell Mr. Peña what you're not telling him on the end of the reports, which the new guys don't know anything about that, but it'll be in the new report for the hardcore. Other than you tell me when you masturbate, you tell me when you fucking watch porn, and sometimes you don't both. I'm surprised that you don't masturbate when you watch porn. Some just watch porn. And I go, what the fuck? What's happened? legitimately. And I learned at the last seminar from a woman that women can masturbate with an app. I learned something in 24 years. There's an app for female masturbation. What the fuck? I wish I had thought of it. I'm jealous. Because that's one of the 25 or 30 apps that probably make some money. But this 8 days of actual class that we have, and we're going to go through these cases, we're going to break up into 5 groups. There's going to be 3 groups of 5, 2 groups of 4, and Sally, my wife, is going to join one of the groups, so she'll be one of the groups of 5. And we'll present. I'll go through the breakdown tomorrow. It's not germane right now. It's not important. But the Trump train is just leaving the station. We're in the 2nd or 3rd inning for a 9-inning game. 2nd or 3rd. There's only 2 things that can fuck this up. Only 2. 1, we go to war with Putin, and that's why he's been nice to Putin, for you morons that don't understand that. And 2, if the Fed or Draghi from the EU get interest rates wrong, and somehow we slip into hyperinflation. That's it. It doesn't matter. We can kill Rocket Man in North Korea. We can level Syria. We can level Iran. It doesn't matter. All those things, whenever Rocket Man shot a rocket up, what did the stock market do? The markets around the world. They don't give a fuck about Rocket Man. And part of that euphoria has now slipped over into Bitcoin, which we're not going to talk about at all. But I doubt, personally, if Bitcoin would be where it is today if we're in the middle of a raging fucking bull market for equities. Because when euphoria spreads, everybody drinks the Kool-Aid. And that's where we are. This is it. Some of you in this room will take what we learn in the next 8, 9, 10 days and put it to better use than you're already putting it. Some of you won't. But I can't do that. I can only bring you to the water trough. I can't make you drink. Although I've attempted to make 2 or 3 of you in this room drink. Because, I don't know, I feel sorry for you. I don't know what it is, but I really don't have time. And especially now that I've devoted I've doubled my charitable work, so I'm 2/3 pro bono now instead of 1/3. As I said on social media a few days ago, the year end's coming and you're going to see sales and everybody this, that, and the other thing. Well, we have no sales. We give everything away, but Sally and I are doubling our charitable donations next year. So that's kind of like a sale, I guess. We're going to double our charitable donations next year. And I wish all the guys that, if it's half off on Christmas Day, what was it worth the day before Christmas? Omar? It was worth, but most of the stuff that's sold is worth shit anyway. Okay, are we ready? Yep. Okay, lady. But I'm going to stop it. This guy's, for the rest of it's too hard to remember that we got one. Well, I don't really give a shit if it's okay, Doc, believe me. I don't care. That sounds like something out of the Twilight Zone. But I'm glad, is everybody here? We're, the guy that's closest. Yeah, the guy that's closest. I'm surprised you're here on time, because you're really the closest. Yeah, okay. And remember, just to remind you, other than the other female, you stand. And I don't want to have to go through all this about sitting and who sits and who when. Okay, let's go eat.